Take
I
notes. We can take notes.
Okay, I turned it back on. So,
Uh,
could you, Patience, could you say what you just said? Say again.
Yeah, when we got to the finished part of the journey, I think it's Carol who said he had you will finish. And then I saw a picture of us at the finished part of the journey. And whilst we stood there, the 12 tribes of Israel came in one by one after the other. And when they came, they stood by us. And I realized that we were also 12 in that vision, and we became 24.
Thank you so much. Wonderful. And Sonica, could you say again what you said?
Yeah, I saw Father Abraham standing on top of a tower, and he was looking through a telescope as if looking into space, and there were many patterns of in the sky. The stars were in some formations, but what stood out was the moon, and out of that moon came out a circular ring of light, as if something new was created.
Thank you so much. Anybody else with closing comments here? What did you see and sense here towards the end that can be shared at the end of our time together here?
I feel to share what I experienced during the activation at the beginning, if you don't mind.
Please go ahead, Carol.
I went down into the river and immersed myself and just let it flow over me for a few moments. And as I came up, I was within the New Jerusalem temple. It was over me, on top of me, and I was a block. And I saw 12 pillars, and the pillars came into the block. Their foundation stones became one with me within it.
Okay, now help me to hear the one word. You were a, what was that word?
I was like, I saw it as a square block.
Block.
Yes.
Like a stone?
Like a stone, yes.
Okay,
a
thank
stone. You. And the 12 stones became one with me.
I think the 12 tribes are pillars, right, of New Jerusalem.
I believe it was the 12 apostles.
The apostles are the foundation, right? Which one?
Apostles are the foundations according to the revelation of Jesus Christ. Now, I have not engaged this, and so this is one of those areas with forerunning and revealing of mysteries that you ask the question, what are the pillars? And you ask that question for discovery, and then you get an answer. And what's coming here is some of the journey of discovery to being able to answer those questions. I've been very interested. Very interested in what's being said, because it's helping us to come towards that place of definitively being able to say, this is that.
As Carol was talking, I found myself in the pool as well, and it was right at the bottom of us. There were stairs leading up, and it was made of marble, and there was an angel sitting on the steps of this pool, and she was like just moving her legs up and down, and she said, "You are at the beautiful, where you remember that person was healed."
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. What? Yeah. And I just, as she said, "You're at beautiful," I just came out of the water, and I felt a sense of healing, and I don't know whether it was some kind of impartation on me, or it was like it is for the healing of the nations, but it was associated with some kind of healing.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sonika.
Yeah. Anybody else that wanted to share before we finish?
Well, it was just something quick during the encounter. I just got a quick flash because I couldn't really do the encounter as I'm doing other things. But where I saw Abraham, he came. I believe we were at a table, and he put a mantle on each one of us, like a covering, like a cape. Yeah. To receive his fullness, his mantle. That's what I would see.
Thank you. Wonderful. Stepping into
I'd
that.
also,
Yes, thank you. I receive it
thank
too.
you.
And
I'd
Thomas?
also like to share something here, John, and that is from Scripture about Abraham and the experience with Abimelech. After Sodom and Gomorrah event, Abraham moved on from there into the region of the Negev and lived between Kadesh and Shur. The reason why I want to share this is the word Kadesh. I don't know if this word has come up earlier in the word, but it has definitely come up this time. And it's very interesting what the meaning of the word Kadesh is. The word means it's a sacred place. It's a place of holiness. So what's significant about that? What I see is that Abram at that time was living between holiness and the wilderness. Now, if this is the first time that Kadesh came up as a place, the next time it comes up is when the spies are sent into the Holy Land from the south. This is where they were. They were at Kadesh. This was their opportunity. I see this as opportunity for Abram. I see it also as opportunity for us to enter into the promised land from the highway to holiness, which is Kadesh, also known as Kadesh Barnea. So this highway to holiness is our, as it was for Abram, our opportunity for choice. He chose to live there. He chose what events followed with the Pharaoh at that time, which was Abimelech. And from there, and those events you can review, Father blessed him through the Pharaoh, Abimelech. So it's very telling and very significant that we are in this place called Kadesh, between holiness and wilderness. And it's which way we end up going is entirely based on our choice. Just as it was for the Israelites at Mount Sinai. And when they left there and went to Kadesh Barnea, and the 12 spies reported their findings, it was the choice of the Israelites what to do about it. And they ended up in the wilderness. And even though Caleb and Joshua chose to go into the promised land as Father had promised, they did not. The Israelites, the 10 spies, did not. And so they all were sent out into wilderness. So they were between, once again, Kadesh and the wilderness. And so it's a matter of choice. Abram as our father made the right choice. And we want to follow that.
Thank you, Steadfast. And as you were talking, I'm asking this question now. The two couldn't enter in even though they had made the right choice because it takes the 12 entering in together. 12 foundations, New Jerusalem, and so on. There really is something about bench of 12 functioning in agreement and doing the journey together that brings us into some things that we can't get into on our own, even when we have made all the right choices. That's my thought on that. If I remember correctly, they did send out 12 spies at a later point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think they got it right as 12 at a later point, if I remember correctly. But that's
And
part,
Bill,
go ahead, yeah.
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And Bill, the book of Revelations 21, it talks about, from verse 12, it talks about the 12 gates which have on them the names of the 12 tribes.
Mm.
And we know the 12 foundation is named after the 12 apostles. So 12 is becoming very, very prominent here.
Yes.
It's so interesting. Patience, please forgive me. I'm so excited because I saw a clock as brother was talking. Please forgive me. I didn't notice his name. And the clock was at midnight, 12 o'clock. And as he was speaking, the needle started moving fast till it stopped at the small needle was at 5 and the big one was at 15, quarter past 5, 15 minutes past 5. And prior to that, when Doreen was talking, I saw two kinds of mantles. One was white colored mantle, and another one was golden colored mantle. White signifying judges and gold signifying priests. So I heard priests and judges, and I saw 12, 12 when he was talking, and the needle moved and it stopped at quarter past 5. And I don't know how relevant or what it signifies, but just because 12 came in, I thought I must share this.
Thank you. Thank you. The 12 spies were one from each tribe.
Yeah, so they stand for the 12 tribes.
Yeah.
And we saw them coming, remember, at
Yes.
the finish line. They came in to join us.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
for some time, we have been talking about the 12 apostles. I mean, for about maybe a month or two now. And now suddenly comes in the 12 tribes.
Yeah. There's more discovery needed there, but you can see that they are it's of great importance, and that it's part of the current discovery that needs to be done right now, at this time. Okay. Anybody else at this point? "12 tribes, take that away." That's a discovery point for everybody at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel complete.
Everybody else feeling complete?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Thomas, thank you for encouraging me to record the second recording here. I'm turning it off.
Oh, thank you.